from the Educators Assembly. Sit back, relax, and enjoy our cultural presentation.
Ishun, please join us in our school karakia. Tēnā koutou katoa. Ka mana atu te mauna, ko Taieri te awa. Ko puki makamaka te puki. Ko meremere te ahi te kaitiaki taniwha. Ko Taieri te kura no te konika o te matamata aho. Ko English tuko iwi, ko Kara tuko whānau, ko Matthew tuko matua, ko Chloe tuko whaia. Ko Ryland Oakley Cowan tuko tānei. Ko Paige tuko ingoa, nō reira, tēnā koutou katoa.
Tēnā koutou katoa. Ko manga ātua te maunga, ko Taieri te awa. Ko puki makamaka te puki, ko meremere tu ahi te kaitiaki taniwha. Ko Taieri te kura, no te konika o te matamata aho. Ko Scottish, French, English and German tuku iwi. Ko Glendinning tuku whānau. Ko Adam tuku matua, ko Lee tuku whaia. Ko Jackson tuku taina. Ko Jacob tuku ingoa. Nō reira, tēnā koutou katoa.
Tēnā koutou katoa. Ka manga atua te maunga, ko Taieri te awa. Ko puki makamaka te puki. Ko meremere te ahi te kaitiaki taniwha. Ko Taieri tatu kura, no te konika o te matamata aho. Ko English tuku iwi, ko Reid tuku whānau. Ko Malcolm tuku matua, ko Karen tuku whaia. Ko Caleb and Bailey tuku tūnane. Ko Olivia tuku ingoa, nō reira, tēnā koutou katoa.
To thank our speakers, we will now sing Ngā Wie.
We practiced our chosen poems a lot over the term, preparing for the public speaking competition, and our poems were judged in week 3. Unfortunately, due to lockdown, the public speaking competition has been cancelled, but we have some examples to show you.
The Shark, author unknown. Deep down within the water's dark, there lurks the dangerous Mr. Shark. He waits there hoping he will meet something delicious he can eat. His teeth are sharp and very long, and so exceptionally strong that often, simply out of spite, with an enormous, powerful bite, he'll take a fully grown giraffe and cut the creature clean in half. Oh, Mr. Shark, you dirty beast, is poor giraffe your favourite feast? Oh, not by any means, he'll say, the dish he dreams about all day. For breakfast, dinner, lunch and tea, his favourite food is you and me. He likes us big, he likes us small, he likes to eat us, clothes and all. So darling Jim, I beg, I pray, remember what I'm going to say. Do not go bathing in the sea along this coast where sharks might be. When you're with us, the golden rule is always use the swimming pool. Are you quite sure you heard me, dear? Good gracious me, the boy's not here. Jim, where are you, Jim? Oh gosh, I'll bet he's gone to swim.
Little Red Riding Hood and the Wolf by Roald Dahl. As soon as Wolf began to feel that he would like a decent meal, he went and knocked on Grandma's door, and when she opened it, she saw the sharp white teeth, the horrid grin, and Wolfie said, "May I come in?" Poor Grandmama was terrified. "He's going to eat me up," she cried. And she was absolutely right. He ate her up in one big bite. But Grandmama was small and tough, and Wolfie, well, that's not enough. I haven't yet begun to feel that I have had a decent meal. He ran around the kitchen yelping, "I've got to have a second helping." Then added with a frightful leer, "Therefore I'm going to wait right here till little Miss Red Riding Hood comes home from walking in the wood." He quickly put on Grandma's clothes. Of course he hadn't eaten those. He dressed himself in coat and hat. He put on shoes, and after that he even brushed and curled his hair. Then sat himself in Grandma's chair. In came the little girl in red. She stopped, she stared, and then she said, But Grandmama, what big eyes you have." "All the better to see you with," the wolf replied. "But Grandmama, what big ears you have." "All the better to hear you with," the wolf replied. He sat there watching her and smiled. He thought, "I'm going to eat this child. Compared to her old Grandmama, she's going to taste like caviar." "But Grandmama, what a great big lovely furry coat you have on." "Wait, that's wrong," cried Wolf. "Haven't you forgot to tell me what big teeth I've got?" "Ah, no matter what you say, I'm going to eat you anyway." The girl smiled. One eyelid flickered. She whips a pistol from her knickers. She aims it at the creature's head and bang, bang, bang. She shoots him dead. A few weeks later, in the wood, I come across Miss Riding Hood. But what a change! No cloak of red, no silly hood upon her head. She said, "Hello, and please do note my lovely furry wolfskin coat."
Stuck in the Railings by David Wood. I've got my head stuck in the railings. I've been here since 7:45. So He knew I was going through hell. He started a tug at the railings, but I'm still here. And now he's stuck as well. I'm praying that someone will help us, though I don't know who, how, or when. But one thing I'm certain I'll never do, try to steal the crown jewels again.
Koinobori, or Japanese fish kites, are flown every year in Japan to celebrate Kodomo no Hai, or National Children's Day, which takes place on May the 5th. These kites are usually made by drawing patterns of a fish named koi carp on a paper or cloth. In Japanese culture, koi carp is thought to be a symbol of energy, strength and courage because of its tendency to swim upstream rather than just go with the flow.
Families decorate their landscapes with fish kites from April to early May to symbolize the wish that their children will become healthy and strong adults. Here are some of the examples of our koinobori.
In this music term, we have been learning to play the ukulele. We would like to play different, a lovely song with a great message.
This was written by Dunedin man Tamori Spicer, who is studying at the University of Otago. He hopes this song inspires you and gets you thinking.
From another place, somewhere
The interior walls of the whare whakareo are adorned with carvings called popo. Each popo in a meeting house connects to a common ancestor, after whom the house was named. Spaced evenly along the inside walls, each popo supported a rafter panel which extended from the main central ridge, reinforcing the importance of whakapapa to the living generations. We created our own popo, and here are some examples.
During writing, we have been learning how to write a haiku. This is a Japanese poem of 17 syllables in 3 lines of 5. 7 and 5 traditionally evoking images of the natural world. Some children will now share these about the marae.
Jumping over poi, throwing poi at each other, sliding past the line.
High-fiving to greet them. We weren't allowed to hangi. The kai is delish.
Listening to the rules, slowly swinging the poitua, sprinting down the room.
We have also been writing reports about the atomic bomb which was dropped on Hiroshima in 1945. Our focus question was, what were the effects of the atomic bomb? Some children will now share their reports.
The Hiroshima atomic bomb. On August 6, 1945, an atomic bomb named Little Boy was dropped on Hiroshima, Japan. The explosion was huge and the city was destroyed. Tens of thousands of people were killed. It took seconds for the radiation rays and plasma fireballs to blast the detonation area, travelling nearly the speed of light. The shock wave travelled twice the speed of sound. The human nervous system had no time to register. Anyone close to the blast area would immediately have their brain's blood evaporated. Those killed instantly were the lucky ones. About 70,000 who were injured by the bomb suffered a much worse fate. Many who survived the initial flash became severely burned. They were burned so quickly that they resembled living pieces of charcoal, wandering mindlessly unless they collapsed and died. Some people were saved by thick concrete walls, but many fell victim to radiation poisoning, with lots dying violently. Radiation levels were dangerously high for days after the explosion. Those who had escaped from harm without even a single bruise would suddenly lose all of their hair and suffer unstoppable nosebleeds.
The atomic bomb that dropped on Hiroshima in 1945. The explosion was huge. The city was destroyed and tens of thousands of people were killed. Its blast reduced an area of 1 mile in radius to the total ruin. Fires started to spread across an area of 11.4 square kilometres in size. People in Hiroshima were totally confused about what was happening. The bomb killed 70,000 to 80,000 people immediately. It took seconds for radiation rays and plasma fireballs to blast to the detonation area. Shockwaves travelled twice the speed of sound, so the human nervous system had no time to register. Those who were killed instantly were the lucky ones, whereas 70,000 were injured by the bomb suffered a much worse fate. Everyone who survived the initial flash were severely burnt so quickly they resembled living pieces of charcoal. They wandered mindlessly unless they collapsed and died. Radiation levels were dangerously high for days after the explosion, causing poisoning and violent deaths. People who escaped harm suddenly suffered hair loss and unstoppable nosebleeds. By the end of 1945, 90,000 to 150,000 people had died. were the people that celebrated their birthdays.
This is the last assembly. Room 1, Tommy, Charlotte.
Room 2, Charlotte, Charlie, Jacob, Caleb, and Olivia May.
Room 3, Jay, London, Caitlin, Charlie, Jay.
Room 4, Taylor, Kimberly, Alex, Jesse, Michaela, Lily, Corby.
Room 5, Jay, Raina, Leon, Oscar, Harper, James, Captain, Molly.
Peyton, Emma, Room 6. Peyton, Emma, Sias, Ricky, Max, Reggie, Max, Ismay, Mabel, Kieran, Ashley.
Room 7, Alice, Fergus, Lennox, Ashley Page.
Room 8, Declan, Cameron, Rudy, Zoe, Blake.
Room 9, Mackenzie, Tumster, Finn.
Room 10, Liam, Bo, Emily.
Room 11, Zachary, Talia, Zach, Evie, Max, Alice.
Room 12, Alex, Jaden, and Indy.
Room 13, Frankie, Patrick, Madison, Oliver, Sam, Lars, Matilda, Eva, Isabel, Cooper, Ashley, Deegan, and Willow.
Please sing happy birthday while our musicians play.
After lockdown, we created mask portraits. We folded paper into quarters and then drew cartoon-like faces. On the piece that was folded, we drew masks. Around the face, we wrote positive words about ourselves.
We will now show you some of our portraits.
In Samoa, an island country in the South Pacific, rhythm, dancing, singing and music are integral to the culture. The sasa is an energetic Samoan dance performed by men and women. The dancers' movements reflect activities from their daily life, such as paddling, cracking a coconut, making nets and rope, climbing trees, making food and others. Here is the sasa that we have been practicing.
Hey!
The Student Council will now present the Golden Box certificates.
Ella Cowley.
Harry Shrimpton for helping the Student Council.
Louis Bryson for caring for the environment by picking up rubbish.
Charlotte T for helping the Student Council.
Ollie Campbell for helping to sort out a problem.
Now, we will now sing the national anthem. Thank you for watching Room Kohi Kohi and Nico's Assembly. We hope you enjoyed it.